It's Friday. It's going to be a good day. Mainly in sales today, commercial stuff across the street with Mike. But in fun stuff today, we got some things that you guys saw a little bit of yesterday. We got some things y'all haven't seen at all yet. Matter of fact, take a little peek out here, Trista. There's a beautiful white and black long bid K20. There's a beautiful blue and silver that should not have made its way in the shop so quickly, but it didn't need much. So we butted it ahead because we're also waiting on some parts that didn't arrive. And then we've got this truck, which has been very controversial. And then we've got Mom doing a video with us that she did a great job talking about a little bit of her life. She got off subject about the car, but you know what? I don't care. I love it. I love documenting things with her life. You guys can do the math. Women don't like talking about their age, but she did buy that 1967 Chevelle when she was driving age. So you do the math, and she's got a birthday coming up. So we're going to tell her happy birthday and do a great video for her birthday next week. So Trista, that's your reminder that we don't forget that. So we also probably need to get her something for her desk and some other things. You're in charge. But let's just recap on this really quick, because a couple bozos on the internet like to be smartasses, and that's okay. We still smile. Doesn't bother us one bit. This truck can go home and can get a cover put on it, and we'll look at it again in 10 years if I want to. You know, that's the difference. We don't have to make them all sell. But the part that they forget, every town, every state has people that can build a truck. All you have to do is be able to go in your pocket and pull a little of this out, or write a check, and you can build a truck, or they can attempt to build a truck. You can't rebuy original. It has no price tag. You can't rebuy it. You can't go back in 1979 and say, you know what? I think I should not beat the crap out of this truck. I think I should keep it as perfect as possible. So the specimens like this are so far and few between that they are priceless. And this truck, I also did not, I don't think I did. We've just recently attended Mecum, Barrett-Jackson, and GAA. They're probably three of the biggest of the classic car events. The stuff that went through there that went in the six figures, you guys hear me say that, and a lot of y'all just tune out because you're not wanting to buy something for six figures. Totally respectable. But the stuff that did go in the six figures, most of it was pretty cobbled up absolute crap. Not one of them compared to this truck that's $67,000, or $67,500 to be exact. Not a single one. So this truck, we could go ahead and send it to the big auction, and that truck over there, and Otis, and all the other favorites, and we could catch some of those big figures. But then we have auction fees, and then we don't know where they go to. Maybe they go to a flipper. Maybe they go to Whistling Diesel and he tears them up. We prefer to sell them to the end user. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to recap on people not understanding. Even my mom's car, that was very close to six figures, is not fully original as this truck is. It's numbers matching, but it's been repainted. There is not any repainting on this truck. None. This paint job, inside, outside, top to bottom, door jambs, underside, is original. Now the seat is not. Good time zoom in on that while I was talking. But the seat is not. The seat wore out. Or the seat, who knows? Somebody could have got in it with a screwdriver in their pocket and tore it. We don't know what happened. The seat is not original. The rest of the truck is. The radiator was replaced. We have the receipt. The air conditioning compressor was replaced in 07. We have the receipt. The BF Goodrich tires, not the KO2s, the original tires that were on there before this. We have the receipt. It's so freaking cool. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox on that real quick, and let's catch one other clip. Then Trista, go ahead and put Mom's video together, because I think everybody's going to enjoy it, and then we're going to finish this day up. All right, Mom said she was ready to be on camera this morning when she walked in, and now the day's kind of slipped away. But we had a little bit of time carved out to come outside, and she's had some time to think about her car now. She's made herself a whole list of notes there. We've got a surprise that she doesn't know about, one more. Please. And on top of that, she has moved her other car over here that she does drive. She has to keep a sports car. And crazily enough, in the background was the last stick shift. No, your other car like this was a stick, right?
I had one after that, a 10.
Yeah, correct, a 10. So she had a car that looks like this, but the 10 body style that was still a stick shift. But that car was a stick, and it was a fill-in car because my dad did abruptly sell her car that she parks right there every day, and she came out and her car had been sold. So she got in that car, which at the time was mine, and then became hers. And since then, she has kept the theme of the white, orange stripe, which my dad has a 69 that you see guys, Daniel driving quite a bit, that is still around. So we will get all the generations together. But her 67 has been on her brain. She's had people call, and when you're in the sales business and they call, want to buy something, you don't normally say no, but she has actually said no. All right, you take it away.
So he already told you, this is my beloved Camaro that sits in my garage. It's a 2024. It's one of the last ones that came off the assembly line before they stopped making the Camaros. I wanted a 4-speed, but if I wanted to get the vehicle, I had to take automatic. So this one is the automatic. It's 2 years old now, stays in my garage. It has 3,900 miles on it. My garage doors tell me how long the door has not been open, and this car has not been out in 29 days. So I looked at the weather this morning, saw no rain, so I decided, okay, it's time to get it out. And I have to take notes because I can't ad lib like he does. Okay, so on Tuesday, yes, I was quite surprised. I did know that JW had bought 2 vehicles from an auction. I did notice one was a 67 Chevelle. I didn't know color or anything, and I didn't think anything about it other than, oh, that's cool, it's a 67 Chevelle.
For one time, though, I hoped that it would have just said 67 Chevy, and she would not have questioned it at all. But when I saw the paperwork come across that same day that said Chevelle, I knew that it was I thought it was going to trigger her brain a little bit.
So of all days to surprise me, I work out 2 days a week with a personal trainer early in the morning before I come to work. And that day I just had this no care attitude. It was the worst day for hair and clothing that it could have been. So that's the day he chooses to surprise me. Yes, this car was the love of my life at 16 years old, but husband comes along, children come along, grandchildren come along, and things like this just become an object. But it was exciting yesterday to see this car again. JW made fun of me yesterday on a video calling it a wheelie. I don't know what it was called back then. That was 60 years ago. Whatever it was fun, and I had a good time doing it. He also said I worked at Millen Roads. I actually worked at Tall Hammers. Tall Hammers was taken over by Macy's. Unfortunately, I worked in the clothing department for my size clothes as a teenager. And I worked 2 nights a week after school and all day on Saturday, and I'd walk around all during my shift picking out all the clothes I wanted to buy when I got my paycheck weekly. So I had to save my money to pay for my car payment, and then I had a lot of clothes. In fact, my sister younger was so envious of my closet of all my clothes. She would ask me, could she just come and stand in front of my closet and look at the clothes? Grandchildren. Trista on the other end of the camera. She's working for us full time and going to go to school at the same time for college. She's going to do online, so I'm so proud of her that she's going to get her college behind her and still work full time. She is catching on so fast. JW mentioned I worked at Philip Morris. I worked in research. I did go to school and take accounting when my husband started the business, but my boss at Philip Morris in research, because I worked around so many people with master's degrees and PhDs, he said, you've got to go to school and get a degree. I said, how am I going to do that? I said, I have 3 children at home and I'll be 40 years old by the time I graduate. And his answer back to me was, how old are you going to be if you don't go to school? So that kicked me into gear. I got my 4-year college degree in 2 years by clipping 2 years worth of classes based on my life experiences. Yes, I was surprised. At the age of 16, this car was purchased probably in my parents' name, my mother or my father's. I don't remember which because you couldn't sign a contract until you were 18 years old. But I did make the payments on the car. But I'm thrilled, excited. It is a little scary for me because after all these years, no power steering, no power brakes, no side view indicators that somebody's pulling up beside you, no front, no back cameras, no GPS. It's going to be a lot for me to get used to, but
she's
it's going to be
spoiled
fun.
by the creature comforts of new cars.
And that's all I have, unless JW, he has found out more information about the car, unless he wants to share that.
Well, we got one thing came in today everything didn't come in today, but I have ordered another set of wheels, or located a set of wheels. I have got the full fitted hubcaps that her car had, because if we put those on these wheels, it's going to scratch them. So I think it'll be neat to switch them back and forth and or preserve these. And I've got another set of tires ordered, so she can take all the time she wants in her free time to paint. She can roll them in her living room if she wants to and paint her white letter BF Goodrich on her tires. And then we'll have to not wash them, because then she has to do it all over again. And so when you're taking this with your friends' places, this box has been sealed since the 60s or the 70s.
Well, I get to open it?
Well, I opened it to make sure what it was.
A 60s or 70s thermos?
Thermos.
In case we get thirsty?
In case you get thirsty.
That's a good thing.
Never been opened, never seen light, and I thought that was cool because it looks like Tupperware, and Tupperware turned yellow, and every one of them online is yellow. But I figured that one, color-wise, wasn't real exciting, so I found a green one. So now you can keep these in your trunk, matching with the car, and we'll find you some other little doodads. So when you open your trunk, you have all your stuff to turn back time. Go get some of your Tupperware out of the attic, and you can put some of that in there for your fruits and veggies, so you'll be healthy on your outings with your friends. And we've got some cool other things to do. And seeing her drive it, we're gonna put a GoPro in there. She has only driven it once, and she only drove it, I clocked it, about 2 miles distance. So she didn't get all the bugs out figuring it out. I had to drive it back, and I did a burnout, a wheelie. And we're going to get GoPros in next time, so when she officially drives it next time, maybe at her house when we drop it off or whatever we're going to do, we'll video it so you can see her actually shift through the gears and drive her car. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right, and get ready,
Look
get your
forward to
paint,
it.
get your paint ready for your tires, and
I may have it already.
all right,
from my
good.
painting supplies.
There we go. Just don't use the stuff you had from all those years ago if you saved it all that time.
I didn't save it all that time.
But that's about it. We have gone over the car. Oh, about the car, the best part. This car, when repainted in the 80s, 40 years ago, not a single dent or ding had putty put on it. Every piece of sheet metal was as straight as you see it today. It was the proper lacquer paint. The car is 100% rust free. The guy that I got it from, also with the last name Davis, had sold the car almost 40 years ago, purchased it back from the fellow passing away. He does a lot of classic cars. He is, to us square bodies, he's classic cars. Even though he said, I'm biased because it was my car, he said, I think it is the nicest Chevelle in the country as far as a single repaint, never having the sheet metal removed from the car, and being as original and solid as it was. And the stuff we've looked at so far, I have to pretty much vouch for it. I wouldn't say it's the nicest, but it's top 10 cars, and that's appreciative, especially when we deal with what we deal with every day with the trucks. To find a car that has saved that kind of test of time is amazing. So not only was it cool that it has all the right stuff and all the features that she had, but for everything to be spot on in quality, it just makes it really nice.
And all this to go on behind my back and not knowing a thing about it.
She got a surprise, and it almost didn't work out because of my stupid phone not working, but it did. Everything worked out for a reason, and it made it here, and she will have a lot of fun with it. All right. Beautiful crew cab headed down the road. That is from the Lynch family. That is one we sold a couple years ago, almost exactly. And for some maintenance, golly, there's some noise on the road today. Getting ready to get the new hanger kit on the rear for the suspension, take away the block, next step. And then had a couple little wiring glitches, some light things that need to be addressed. Really small punch list for the most part. So that is a beautiful crew cab. If you guys scroll back a little bit, you'll find a lot of videos on that truck while it was completely disassembled, going through its paces. It also has the hidden fuel tank. It's also one of the first to get the new crew cab power steps. It's got the door and the gas flap. That is an amazing truck. That family has a great collection of vehicles, and that one is, as far as a crew cab goes, about as perfect. I tell a lot of people that truck is from the chassis up, completely OE looking original inside. Open it up, nice fresh gray interior, and then once you go from the chassis down, she's pretty wild. Nice big block under the hood, sounds great, and just made about a 30-mile loop with it. So that thing turned out really good. Had an intermittent wiring issue that was being chased for a little while. Finally got that addressed. No problems. So one step closer. All right, so I'm going to show y'all a little teaser, and the only reason I don't want to show you the whole truck yet, because it is an amazing truck. It came from one of our followers. Thank you, sir. I know you'll be watching the video. I promise you the truck's in good hands, and it sure is, and it's already made its way into the shop. And you guys know it only left you yesterday, and it's here, and it's in the shop already. TJ, you afraid to be in the video? Look, there's TJ.
I'm just stealing your water.
All right. So, anyway, by the time this video may get loaded and get online, we may have changed this truck. And that's why I don't want to show too much of it, and then somebody, like always, calls and says, hey, I loved it just the way it was. There's nothing wrong with this truck the way it is. It is an all-over repaint due to GM's paint being terrible in this year range. Proper pinstripe, proper two-tone. Still got the gas sticker in there. The whole interior was dyno matted for sound deadening and heat. AC, everything on this truck works. We fixed a few little things like the dome light. You can see now it's working properly. Driver's side was working, passenger side wasn't. Simple fix. Voltage gauge, a couple other minute things. And he said, hey, when you get the truck, I want to know how you liked it. And I like it. You hear that door? Oh, nice. So, we also do have this looking a little better. You guys didn't like it slouching so much, so we went ahead and equaled the tire game out a little bit. And now we got the Blazer ready to move to its next stage. This Blazer is getting the 1-ton axles, a lot of DOR upgraded touches, because this was a very much older build that we refreshed about 3 years ago. It was also the one that the new steps were designed off of for the Blazer, and now it's going to get a little bit more perfected. So we're pretty excited about that. Oh, well, what else, Trista? Been a busy week. Very busy week. Trista said very busy, shaking her head. It has been a busy week. A lot of commercial vehicles, tow trucks, box trucks. Thank you, sir. Enjoy that water. Lots of new arrivals, and Trista is firsthand on everything now, from titles to paperwork to seeing the vehicles come, seeing the vehicles go. And she is also firsthand at seeing how these videos resonate through you guys as customers that are watching, and she's able to see what we video, then you guys call, and that is super fun. Why did it get so much brighter in here? Did you notice that? Might have been. It got really bright in our future all of a sudden. But I enjoy having her with me every day. It is really good. She gets in, she gets right to work. Mom is teaching her a lot of things. She's also came up with a great idea for the building we will be moving out of. As I talk about this, I want to give Trista credit because she's the one that it dawned on that may become a museum for us. And when I say museum, we have stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that, again, you can't re-buy. It is stuff that you just can't go back in time and get. And I think it should be displayed proudly. Some of those NOS parts that we have packaged away. Some three-wheeler stuff. A little mixture of everything, but mainly just things from our past and our business. So I think that may become a museum and also a merchandise store where if you do stop in, you can actually touch and feel these shirts, which are actually really good quality. They're not just the little cheapy shirts. Nice designs. In person, check your sizes. Maybe even have a little fitting room. Bathroom could be a fitting room. So, as always evolving. So the music's on. We got to clip it. See you guys tomorrow.